Good morning, YouTubers and everybody else. You guys know me. This is my show, Pat's Premises. Let's dive into it. I'm going to give you my top 5 sales tips, tools, and techniques that hopefully take you from where you are now to the next level. Tip number 1. You want to make sure you have a friendly, welcoming appearance. You definitely want to make sure that you're presentable, fully groomed up, your appearance is top-notch, your scent, also your attention to detail. Once again, you want to make sure that you have a friendly, welcoming appearance. Obviously, you can go on and on about all the details, all the features, all the benefits, all the things that are going to tie it back to that person. But when they're looking at you, if they don't take you serious, you've already lost. All right? We know in the game of sales, either you're selling them or they're selling you on why they won't buy. Tip number 2, body language. You don't want to be closed off. You want to be open. You want to be inviting. What I feel is one of the most important things is going to be eye contact. Just slow down and just stare into their eyes, gaze into their eyes, and I can just read your soul. Don't do that. Don't keep 100% eye contact the entire time. They have on a nice watch, say, hey, that's a really nice watch, man. People love compliments. People love to feel good about themselves. People don't just go out and do things and put things on, so people don't pay attention. Also, a firm handshake. Start with an open handshake. As a salesperson, usually 9 times out of 10, they are on the buying end, you're on the receiving end, and you want that sale. Open that palm up and you say, welcome. Pat, nice to meet you. They're going to come in at a downward angle because they have the control. Sure, you've seen handshakes go this way all the time. It's just very, very subtle and things that you never pay attention to. Firm handshake doesn't mean just squeeze the hell out of everybody's hand. You have to match their energy. You want to be a direct image or a mirror of your client or your customer, because we all know in sales, people buy from people they like. Sales tips, tools, and techniques take you to the next level. Number 3. Active listening. Listen to what the person is telling you. They are giving you all the clues that you then need to formulate your pitch. Use everything someone says against them. That way, when they give you all of those details, you can then tie it back into a presentation that makes perfect sense for them. Now it's tailored for them. Now they feel like they're dealing with a friend and not a salesperson. Because then it doesn't seem like I'm selling to you at all. Based on what you told me, I would recommend you to go with this one because it just makes a little bit more sense. You get to show your expertise. That's where you drive it home with all the product knowledge, the features, the benefits, the details. But they ask for it because you're using their information right back at them. Obviously, just selling a whole bunch will get you to the top of the leaderboard or the top of your district or your region or wherever, right? But how do you stay there? How do you stay there consistent, year after year? It's by building those connections and making relations. A lot of the times, people don't even care about the details or what's in it. They just want to know that they can trust the person behind the counter. I told you I was going to give you some good stuff today. Number 4, don't sell out of your own pocket. I have worked for numerous companies. Some of these price tags are insane, but that's not your pocket. It's not your money. It's not your budget. You have no idea what they can afford. Obviously, if someone's buying a home or they're buying a car or they're buying all of these large purchases, have these large price tags associated with them. Do you see these realtors or people just shying away from the price? No. You know what you're there for. You know what you came to buy. You know why you walked into this place. You know why you looked me up. Because I have the expertise. So before you spend that type of money, you just want to make sure that you are confident and that you're making an educated decision. So as the salesperson, you want to make sure that you cover all bases. Mr. Customer, is there anything that that we haven't covered? Anything that I need to kind of go over again with you just to make sure that we feel really, really confident about this purchase? Don't sell out of your own pocket. If it's something that you personally wouldn't buy or that you personally can't afford, that's not their concern. People are only going to take your recommendation if they feel that they can trust it. Now, there's all sorts of salespeople out there. I've seen them my entire career. You've got your people that will literally just sell you anything just to make a sale. Don't be them. They don't last. You do want to be aggressive, you do want to have confidence, but you don't want to just sell someone something because they'll take it, okay? You want to make sure that it's right. Most of the time, if they walk into your establishment or they seek your expertise for your consultation, they already know what they're there to do. They're there to purchase. I don't want to hear a single salesperson out here talking about, oh, no one's buying today. Everyone's buying. You're buying right now. You're buying what I'm selling. Everything in life is bought and sold, whether they're buying from you or selling you on the reason that they're not buying. Top 5 sales tips, tools, and techniques. Number 5, confidence. I cannot stress number 5 enough. You have to be confident in yourself and your product. None of this stuff is going to work if you don't really believe in the product. Ask for the sale with confidence. If you've done your job, now you should have all the tools in your tool belt. You should treat every objection and every no as an opportunity to discover what you haven't discovered yet. Everyone's going to give you every excuse under the sun as to why they shouldn't make the purchase. We do not trust salespeople whatsoever because a lot of us think that salespeople are sleazy and they're just trying to put money in their pockets. But if you change that mentality and you change that attitude and make it about them, there's no way they can say no to you. This is just my personal recommendation because I know all the products in here like the back of my hand. So, I would only recommend this one because of X, Y, Z, and that's all things that you said. I didn't sell it to them. They sold it to themselves. And that's what we do psychologically. We have to sell ourselves into things. Also, when it comes to the confidence, don't just accept the first no. Take that no with a grain of salt. And when they say yes, when they are ready to pull the trigger, stop talking. Zip it. Your job is done. When you get a commitment and you get a yes, they've said yes. They've committed. You're done. Okay? I've seen so many times where people just keep going. Blah, 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 blah. After the guest has already committed to the purchase. Now you're going to walk yourself out of the sale. A lot of people, when they process information, can only retain so much. They don't really care about all the minute details and every little thing that goes into it. They're not going to care or even remember it. But you know what they will remember? You. They'll remember how friendly you were. They will remember that you actually listened to them as opposed to all these other salespeople out here who are just trying to make a sale. So, just to recap, we've got our top 5 sales tips, tools, and techniques that are hopefully going to take you from where you are now to the next level. Tip number 1, make sure that you have that friendly, welcoming appearance. Head to toe, grooming, attention to detail. If you're in anything that has to do with handshakes or where people are looking at your hands a lot, get those nails done. I mean, come on. Ladies, you guys already take care of this. But guys, Jesus, I don't know how many times I've shaken a salesperson's hand and it looks like he's just been fixing cars for the last 28 years. Attention to detail. Clear speech. Make sure you're getting your point across clearly, and also pay attention to your surroundings. Number 2, body language. Gotta remember, eye contact. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Just enough eye contact. Handshakes. Gotta make sure that handshake is firm. Make sure that that grip connects, and there's a real connection made there. In the world where everything is the same, everything's being cloned and ripped and duplicated, stand out. Have something that says, this is me. Be memorable. Do something different with yourself that makes you stand out and highlights you and your good attributes. Good body language. Be very inviting. Don't be this guy. Sales tips, tools, and techniques. Number 3, active listening. This one is literally the most important. You don't want to listen, just waiting to respond. People can tell. I can tell in a conversation, not even in a sales conversation, just a normal conversation, when someone's paying attention to what I'm saying. Whenever they go to respond, it's something that's already locked and loaded, predetermined in their brain. Tip, tool, and technique number 4, don't sell out of your own pocket. Clearly they have an interest. There's something driving them to say, I want to purchase this. All you have to do is line everything up. There's a lot of people that can do it once, that can't do it consistently over time. You want to make yourself stand out and above that class of just those 1% one-time, one-hit sharks, and you want to get repeat clients. You want clients to come search you out. You want them to be looking for you. No, I won't make a purchase unless Pat did, right? I'm talking about the top salespeople in the country for certain products and services, where there's people out there that will not buy a single item unless it's from that person. Because obviously there's something different about it. There's something else that they offer besides just making a sale. Sales is a lot deeper than just, hey, this is the price. You want to buy it? You got to put in a little bit more work than that. Make a connection. Build a relationship. Tip, tool, and technique number 5, last but not least, confidence. By the time you're asking for the sale, you should have already gone over all of the different objections, covered all of your bases, and now, Mr. Guest, Mr. Client, Mr. Customer, I really feel that this is the perfect item for you. Based on everything you've told me, we've made a complete assessment. How does this sound? Sometimes you might want to lead with the hard close. Hard close doesn't work. You try a couple of soft closes. Something is still saying you don't want to buy, so let's figure out what that is. Work through it with them in their own mind. Help them go along that journey from potentially looking, having it in my mind of I want to purchase, to actually sealing the deal. Don't put yourself in the way. It's not salespeople versus client, customer, guest. You guys should bring that all together. People buy from people they like. Be on their side. Make recommendations as a friend would. You will not get repeat business by just selling someone something that they don't want or need. It has to make sense. Also, never take that first no. People literally just respond no, just automatically a lot of the time. Just because they don't want to get sold and buy the first thing they're asked about. Anytime you hear the word no, it should be an opportunity to uncover what's really keeping them from buying. You got to ask yourself 3 questions, Mr. Customer, Mr. Client, Mr. Guest. Do you need it? Do you want it? Can you afford it? You can answer 2 of those 3 questions with a yes. What's stopping you from making the purchase? Confidence. Everything you do should exude that confidence. Okay? I can see it in you. I can see it in you right now without even seeing you. You got it. So it must be the product. If it's the product, if there's something you still don't know, dive into it right now. Cut this video off and go dive into that product right now. Get that product knowledge down. Come back, hop in the comments, and tell me how these tips have helped you. And I guarantee you follow these 5 tips, it's going to take you from wherever you are to the top of that leaderboard. Let's go.